Disclaimer, the following is a work of fiction. Amsterdam does not exist. Hello and welcome to Don't Get Your Hopes Up. Yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, the prologue, Roystrat 81. I hope I didn't butcher that, but please correct me if I did. Sunday 110. Your eyes glide over the over the gray pattern rug under the arched doorway. They see honey-colored cupboards with gleaming brass handles. They flick over a black and white IKEA print of an Amsterdam canal. They dwell on the balcony. Sunlight floods the apartment from the open door, glinting off the Smeg water boiler on the kitchen island and casting an olive glow over a Monstera plant by the dining table. Wait a minute. Aren't these real companies? I know Smeg. I've seen Smeg before. Monstera, I don't know much about Monstera. I really don't know much about furniture brands outside of the normal ones that I typically see. If you're talking about a work of fiction, why all this product placement? But I digress. I'm just saying, though. Okay, next to you, Jan is smiling. They run their hands through a set of Le Creuset pans on the kitchen counter, which is otherwise empty. I like it. On the dialogue, okay. 1,800 euros is not bad for this apartment. We could even overbid. Behind you, the housing agent is telling a couple in matching Booking.com caps that 4 people have already applied to rent this place, and they expect to go off market in hours. Booking.com as well is insane. We should definitely apply too, right? I mean, I did say the 1,800 isn't too bad. Let's say it's too small for us. Sure, yeah, no guest room, but there's more than enough space for some working desks and the sofa bed. Oh, I guess I have to go through all of these. It's less than what we're paying now. Okay, it's not the right neighborhood. Seriously? We'll be in Oost if, like we've always wanted. The housing agent slicks over to you, smiling. So, what do you think? Would you like to apply? Jan glances over at you and nods. Yes, we'd like to make an offer. Oh, I guess we should go with the option of overbidding. Let's overbid. Excellent decision. The landlady is right over there. He points at a woman in a cross-hatched cardigan, jabbing away at a laptop in the other room. Perhaps you'd like to introduce yourselves to her. You look at Yang and take a deep breath. Shall we? The landlady, who insists on her full title of Professor Doctor, okay, looks you both up and down sternly. You try to embody the emails that got you this far. Trustworthy, responsible, respectful of both property and community. Thanks for showing us your lovely apartment. It's so bright and well... What did you say you do? A PDH student, right? Jan nods, gulping. And my partner is, you probably don't make a lot of money. Apply for the apartment all you want, but don't get your hopes up. She said the thing! She said the thing in the game! The title of the game in the game! Just kidding. Hey, this beat is actually pretty cool. Okay. Well, that was rude, but it's not too far off from the struggles and horrors of finding somewhere to live, especially when you need to set yourself apart from your parents' loving abode and, you know, find your own place and make your own mark upon your journey in life. It's just how it is. Let's see, Monday, first viewing scheduled. Okay? Or one viewing scheduled. We need to move house in Amsterdam. I'm so sorry. Our once confident search of an affordable rental apartment is morphing into panic. With a week left, we don't have the privilege of preference or choice. Anything will do if they'll have us. This day, like every day, starts with the ritual of applications. A confetti shower of buoyant emails to housing agents and replies to home listings the second they appear online. Your specialty, making a mass email appear artisanally customized. Okay. Click on the logos to reply to available housing. Is this supposed to be like Willow? I don't know what this is supposed to be. Or not Willow, Zillow. Let's go with Wallow. Oh, I'm just clicking. Okay. Right. I didn't realize it was a counter. Did I do good? I did 50 applications. You sign off with an ethnically ambiguous nickname, plausibly Northern European. This atonement to carefully crafted messages is one of the few concrete skills your job bestows you. Adding perfectly curated emojis to paragraphs of AI-generated text to LinkedIn posts, perfectly timed reacts to potential clients, Instagram stories, ensuring elders on Facebook forget to unsubscribe, and expensive memberships you sold them. Okay. Let's do this, I guess. Digital marketing is a calling, not just a career. Your alarm chimes. Time to head to your first and only viewing for today. You bike over to the apartment, which is in a preposterously gentrified neighborhood. Okay, Wretch Boomsloot, 54-2. Jan meets you downstairs, and you tiptoe up the narrow staircase to an open door. The housing agent checks your name off a list like a club bouncer before leaving you alone to explore. Monday, 10:35. The apartment is unfurnished. In photos, the blank rooms had a clinical eeriness to them. Every surface equally bright. Too much light everywhere, as if the rooms were split out by generative AI models. This brings me back to when... I'll just play the game. I'll talk about it later. Nowhere for the dark to gather. In reality, the house feels musty and dim, the buttermilk walls curdled. Use directional buttons to move through the house. All right. Oh. I thought I could use my arrow keys. The asking price is 2,000 euros a month, and yet every fixture uses the cheapest option possible. You've been to enough viewings to immediately clock the slapdash refurbishment, cheap paint, and poorly installed tilings. Oops. The house feels musty and dim, even this close to the large double window. You've been to enough viewings. Oh, that's just the same. Okay. This was clearly designed by someone who's never cooked in their life. To be fair, that is how a lot of apartments are, even in the US. Or someone who only cooks Dutch food. There's something so dispiriting about this apartment. This is an investment portfolio, not a place to live. So little thought or intention for something so expensive. I'm gonna go with that one. Landlord core is a blight on this world. Is that what we're calling it now? Landlord core? You sigh involuntarily at the gloomy, narrow, featureless bedroom. Maybe, you say, it'll feel cozy once all the furniture is in place. Right, Jan says, in a voice that couldn't mean anything but wrong. The red curtain, this cookie-cutter apartment's sole idiosyncrasy, seems to hide a small closet. Jan throws the curtain open and stumbles back startled. This can't be real. Now I want to see this. Behind the curtain is a large oak cabinet, inlaid with tortoise shells. It's almost 2 meters tall. It shimmers as the light catches the pewter inlays. On the cabinet's sole shelf is an extravagance of tile, wood, and metal. A perfect replica of the apartment we're in, down to the smallest detail. The tiny light switches are actually wired. The miniature oven opens and closes. And there in the corner next to the tiny front door is a doll-sized housing agent, clipboard and all. I'm going to go ask the agent about this. You watch them head towards the front door, their footsteps uncertain. Then, an incongruous sound, like paper fluttering, wings flapping. When you turn back to the cabinet, a second doll has appeared next to the agent. Your stomach knots. It's Jan. The Jan wax doll is eerily accurate, almost loving in its recreation of their hair, their wool sweater, their bloomstone boots. The real Jan returns to find you shuddering, hands crossed deep across your chest. You don't even need to explain. Real Jan mouths a "what the fuck" before inching closer to the cabinet. They seem mesmerized by their wax doppelgangers staring as they recount. The agent was very confused. She says there's nothing in this room. She's coming over in a minute. You try to photograph the dolls, but your phone camera only shows blank wall. Another flutter, and now there is a second cabinet behind the first. The closet recedes into a cave-like darkness. The second cabinet, identical to the first, shows the apartment occupied. It's you and Jan. All of your furniture, all of your books, and your board games, and spices and glassware, rendered in pristine detail. You scramble into the dark of the closet as another flutter sounds. 1 second, your shoes are on flooring, and in the next second, your shoes are on soil. How deep does this place go? The closet is a labyrinth, an edifice stitched together by your dolls, living your future lives. The cabinets extend in all directions, each a future you could have. Every flutter spins off a new wax doppelganger, a new dollhouse, a new wing of the labyrinth. You walk on. The labyrinth echoes, plunging into unseen depths. You feel eyes on your skin. You look around, and there's nobody. I didn't know this was interactable. Oh my god. That is pretty cool. Okay. But next to you, from the dollhouse, a sliver of movement. The dolls recognize you. You can see it in their eyes. Movement at the edge of sight. Another flutter. Well, that was certainly a trip. When the agent arrives to announce that time is up, she finds us seated on the floor, leaning against a patch of wall, our expressions unreadable. A fugue state, she calls it. We apologize and leave. Okay. Afterward, we sit at a bar down the street. It takes 2 beers before we can address the question. Should we apply to rent the apartment? We should overbid above the market price. Let's offer the asking price, but gloss up our CVs and applications. We talk about the dolls. Let's talk about the dolls first. Jan is silent for a moment. A repressed decay, a rot that only we can see. A desedimenting of the city, somehow visible to us. I could live with the dollhouses. Me too, you reply. It's like having an immersive tarot deck in your bedroom. So, should we apply to the apartment? What is it, 2,000? Maybe we should overbid. Did the dolls show us this future? It showed us a future in that apartment. That's enough for me. A sturdier life than what we have now. End of day, 50 applicants sent, 2 offers submitted. Late at night, you try to quell a spike of anxiety and recheck the real estate platforms. Okay. It still gets you. Drag to pan the map. The vastness of possibilities these maps imply. More? No. The endless scroll in hypnotic, a deception, a comfort. Ah. You click through to see all available listings across the city. The thrill of excitement courses through you at all the options you could pursue. Surely one of these apartments could be yours. You just have to sit through and persevere. See. Then you remember to filter for what you can afford. A giddy recklessness comes over you. You put in a generous, dangerous number in the maximum rent column. You realize that half of these affordable options are actually paid parking spots, not apartments. Another round of filtering gives you the real picture. Not a single listing you or Jan haven't already vetted or applied for. The city had trapped us, made us mistake its freedom for abundance. It had goaded us to commit, to believe, to integrate, to take a trust fall it had no intention of catching. Tuesday, 1 viewing scheduled. Another day, another ritual of applications. You seem to hit a stride with your customized emails, with stock phrases ready for every Amsterdam neighborhood. You can almost believe the cozy lives you spun for yourselves in these applications. The long walks, the quiet afternoon readings, the bland and harmless positivity. You think of the dollhouse from yesterday and shudder. All right, here we go. Let's do a lot with Wallow. Let's do a lot with Capitis. The window of opportunity is closing. Oh, I should get a clicker, an auto clicker. That's that then. Time to head to a viewing. It's cold today, almost freezing. The wind howls against the door when you open it, and the forecast says snow. The first icy droplets begin to fall as you walk to your bicycle. Your phone buzzes. It's Jan, already at the viewing. Oh my god! What is this place? This is the most cursed apartment I've ever seen. What happened? Misleading photos? Can you see this? Can you see this? Jan's video makes your phone screech in protest. What the fuck? You're glitching out somehow. It's the apartment. Hurry! Okay. You leap on your bicycle, slightly dizzy, and pedal with fierce determination. Dared Helmerstraat 1A. 11:20. When you arrive, Jan is nowhere to be seen. Well, they got Bob Ross in here? The agent greets you in what appears to be a small antechamber, the only part of the apartment above ground. You recognize it from Jan's video. The rest, the agent says, is at basement level. Wait, you say. The listing said the apartment had a sun-kissed balcony, ideal for al fresco dining. The agent doesn't even blink. Oh, I used ChatGPT to write the ad. There is no balcony. This apartment is on the market at 2,200 euros a month. You step down the winding staircase to face the bright and airy bedroom designed to provide comfort and tranquility. My guy, that is a prison. You're not sure what you were expecting, but it wasn't this. Lorem ipsum of bedrooms. Blank in every way. It almost seems to resist presence. You hear what sounds like faint hammering coming through the window. Why is there a window? You descend another level, and another. The apartment unspools downward, a single windowed room on each level, tilting as if sinking into a swamp. 5 levels, then 10. The staircase continues. The rooms don't end. Your stomach lurches. You're going down, 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 but the rooms are not. After 15 flights of stairs and no sign of Jan, you finally notice a persistent construction noise. Who or what is drilling 16 stories down? You put an ear to the window and immediately recoil as the sound of drilling intensifies. Down another story and the noise changes, a metallic clangor. With every level, the symphony of urban life adds to instrument. The backbeat of drills joined to the cymbal clash of dust and demolition, an endless renovation, undertaken by an invisible neighbor. The noise becomes a maelstrom 20 levels down, a sustained, debilitating delirium. Descent becomes painful, the sound taking you to the edge of void where nothing is familiar. There is nothing to do but scream. Somewhere in the lateral basement room, 20 stories below Amsterdam, you hear Jan join in a guttural shriek. The sudden silence makes your ears ring. The agent arrives to announce that time is up and finds us seated on the floor in the first and only basement, our expressions unreadable. A fugu state. Am I saying that right? Fugu state? We apologize and leave. Over Aeron and Capsalon at a nearby steakhouse pizzeria, we address the question. Should we apply to rent the apartment? Hell no! Talk about the endless repetition. Let's talk about that. Construction noise is the sound of my childhood. Mine too. It was almost nostalgic. An old inside joke between us. I could live with the eternal renovation. On-demand palette cleanser and white noise machine. Also endless storage space. So, should we apply to rent the apartment? Let's just do asking price. I don't know, man. I don't think I'd be able to do with noise, the noise of construction and everything. What should we do with all the space below level 15? Mycology wing? You know how farmers play Mozart to their watermelons? I bet mushrooms just love harsh noise. All right. 134 applications sent and 3 offers submitted. You can't sleep. Your mind keeps returning to the basement in that apartment. How it felt like it was sinking. Amsterdam is sinking. This is a city built on stilts. Pile driving is a crucial, desperate practice needed for stability on its peaty wet soil. Underneath the city is a petrified forest of stilts suspended on a swamp and sand. A doomed, sinking biosphere of wood, beam, and cement. A city in the ripeness before decay, always in the zenith before the fall. Maybe that's why the scaffolding we try to build for our lives here seems to constantly come apart. The shapes of our existence revealed again and again. As crumbling, sinking factuality. Wednesday, 0 viewing scheduled. When you open your laptop the next morning, the ritual is interrupted by a rejection. It's an email from the agent who showed you the Roystrat apartment on Sunday. Professor Dr. Landlady's apartment. Thank you for your visit and your documents, it reads. Your generous bid over the asking price was carefully considered. Unfortunately, the landlady has decided to proceed with other candidates. I wish you all the best finding suitable living spaces in this competitive market. The email leaves a vast, uneasy silence in its wake. Despite the hundreds of ghosted conversation threads and rental rejections these last months. This one pierces your resolve. The ritual takes on a meditative quality, okay? Here we go. Here we go. I'm two-handing it. Here we go. Here we go. Come on. Come on, don't stop. Don't stop. Whoa! What is it? What are these words? That's that then. Defeated and demoralized, you make plans to meet friends at your favorite bar. You try to ground yourselves in the comfort of numbers. Huh? Oh. 225 applications this week alone and 2 active offers. Everything will work out in the end. Right? What is this? The afternoon melts in pleasant company. Your conversations in Amsterdam inevitably turn to rants about housing or visas. A shared silent sense of betrayal. That the privilege you enjoyed in your home country amounts to little here. Over drinks, our creeping unease withers in the light of our friends' concern, as they share rental techniques, superstitions, and wild rumors. A friend of a friend reportedly found a place after making an offering at the local Buddhist temple. We can try that. Another hired a coder on Taobao to crack the Wallow algorithm. We should not try that. One suggests enthusiastic responses to rejection emails. You'd be surprised how many tenants ghost an offer. 3 drinks turn to 5, then to multiple nightcaps. Your bike ride home is happy and delirious. A friend today pronounced us the least lonely of all the exiles from our previous home. We were touched. A sudden buoyant sense of a real life here. A detail in silhouette. A scaffold for a future. All right. I need to get a drink. My voice is just taking a beating. Whew. That was good. Thursday. 2 viewings. All right. More madness and chaos. Today is a busy day with 2 viewings. Both seem too good to be true. Normal houses at reasonable prices. What's the catch, you find yourself asking? Normal is cause for concern. There is one oddity to both viewings today. But you want to get through the ritual first. Alright, here we go. Just do everything on Wallow. So Wallow Day today. Ooh, I didn't quite make it. Damn it. Okay. Today's viewings are at the edges of the city. Buitenwelder first in the south, then New Sloten in the west. If I'm butchering these, please don't form an angry mob and chase me. Both, for some reason, are scheduled in the evening. You and Jan set out after work. It is the hour of the hockey girls. You bike south past the Amstel Park. The roads widen, the buildings recede. Parking lots sprout and the spaces vacated. Huh? What is this? Thursday. What is that? 17, that's 5:40. It's a beautiful day with rare blue skies in winter. Your navigation app insists that the apartment you're visiting does not exist. In his email, the housing agent's instructions were delirious. Look for the provocative outline of number 193. There is no bell to buzz, only a calling to answer. There is indeed no buzzer for number 193, no nameplate. You message the agent, "We're here." A second, and the door swings open. As if on cue, the weather turns on. An ominous gray wraps over the sky. The landing smells like mold and disinfectant, like mass market fish sauce. You walk up past the identical doors, 187, 189, 191, and the corridor does not end where it should end. An impossibly long line of feral pigeons sit between you and the entrance to the viewing. They don't fly away on approach. The windows on number 193 are covered with black shop shutters. The front door is solid steel and secured with bolts. An escape room? You sound both exhausted and excited. Oh, yawn, my bad. The agent, who appears to be dressed for the wrong century, waves you over. Oh, look at you, buddy. He looks at his pocket watch. You have to enter at sunset. Remember, there is no lighting inside. What do you mean, no light? The agent taps on a device next to the door and it hisses open. Silence is highly encouraged. We step into the landing beyond the airlock door, which then slams shut behind us, leaving us in complete darkness. It's hot in here, damp and muggy. Sweat snails down your spine. You wait for the shape of the house to resolve, but your eyes don't adjust. Then you remember you still have your cell phones. Even with the light, the apartment hides its shadow. It is obvious that something is wrong with this place. The wrongness is deafening, shrieking. Yet you can hear and see only silence. We're in a swamp. There are no walls here, only a vague sense of shape, a boundary of fog and mist like a swarm of moths. You smell ash and petrichor. Your feet step into sludge of green slime and swirling mud. Something moves under your feet. You walk on it. Oh, hey, buddy. Caldris pugnax. You see a spectacular metal bird. The Kempfon, once ubiquitous, now reduced to a dozen breeding pairs in carefully managed reserves. You see a creature nearly wiped out in northwestern Europe by intensive agriculture. Alright. Hemeris titius. That's their word, not mine. Just saying. You see moths, those enigmatic night visitors we know so little about. New species are discovered every year in the Netherlands, just as many other disappear without a trace. You think you spot a stunning beehawk mouth with translucent wings, which hasn't been seen since 1995. That explains why the gentleman is dressed like he is. Aristalis jugorum chalcocerphus femoratus. I feel like I just casted a Harry Potter spell. You see hoverflies that have disappeared from the Netherlands, the next domino to fall after nitrogen overuse, pesticide accumulation, and biodiversity collapse. You spot a snouted dronefly, the greater orange-thighed leafwalker, the bumblebee pondfly, the bogbean swampfly, and more you can't identify. Okay, we're getting a lot of things. Interesting. Let's see. Phytuma spicatum subspecies nigrum. You see black-blue Rapunzel, once a breathtaking sight in grasslands and old oak forests, now barely alive in a few necrotic urban pockets. You see a plant pummeled by soil desiccation and the decline of pollinator colonies, driven to near extinction in the wild. This is a strange place, that's for sure. And go deeper. This is a frightening place. Despite the life around you, there is no bird song, no chittering insects, no flowing water. The swamp seems to hold its breath, biding biding its time. Are we meant to be custodians here? Gardeners? Is this a vault we're meant to protect? The answer is immediate and forceful. No. This isn't nature as a scorecard of species or a garden of contemplation. This is the swamp this country was built on. You're telling me that the swamp is our landlord? Oh, wow, what is that? You see lichens, is it lichens? Yeah. You see lichens in astonishing colors, many from the 66 known species that have gone extinct in the Netherlands. You see the effects of a country so besotted with the exotic and the overseas that their own backyard was little more than a blank slate for imperial dreams. Lilium bulbiferum subspecies Crocium. You see the orange rye lily, which has disappeared from the wild. You see Wildemannskruid, the pasque flower. I am not hitting these at all. Now extinct in the Netherlands. You see the Zamaradanus, summer pheasant's eye, and the day Ardens Dravic, brome of the Ardennes, both long gone from this country. You see loss of wild vegetables, a staggering variety and evocative names: sour cherries, endives, cabbages, blackberries. You see the plants that became weeds as monoculture was imposed on the land. You see how the caretaker of a forest's health were evicted and erased. Salamandra, wait, what is it? Salamandra? Okay. So is it just a salamander? You see the critically endangered fire salamander, susceptible to a deadly invasive fungal infection that has wiped out much of their range in low countries. You see a creature sacrificed for the sake of an unbridled global trade in wildlife. Ah, I'm learning a lot from apartment hunting, that's for sure. This is interesting. Pinus sylvestris? Okay. Or Pinus. Is it Pinus? It's probably Pinus, and I just... Oh my god. You see a Scots pine. Yeah, it is pine. Disappeared due to extensive mining. You see the last 400-year-old trees wiped off the face of the earth. You see entire ecosystems built around the pine begin to disappear in its wake. I definitely did not say penis, I said pinus, and if you ever say anything otherwise, then you, my friend, are a liar. I think that's it for that one. Why are we here? Why even allow us to be tenants here? Maybe to force us to look. To remind us that nothing is ever entirely new. Maybe because this is a tomb. A tableau of trauma. Or maybe because systems need to be complete. And we complete the system. You're not sure how long you explore the swamp. Soaked in the land, embedded in the earth, the apartment seems to go on forever. Every time you reach an edge, there seems to be more to see, whether we want to or not. When the agent enters the airlock, he finds us leaning against a patch of soil, our expressions unreadable. A fugu state, he calls it. We apologize and leave. Over dark chocolate sorbet at a nearby... I don't even know what that word is. Ij salon? We address the question. Should we apply to rent the apartment? Why are we taking this into consideration? Let's talk about the plants and animals. Jan is silent for a moment. I feel like I had a delayed epiphany in there. That everything has to change for anything to stay the same. That house, it's a place where we can be something else. You nod, though you're not entirely sure what they mean. So, should we apply to rent the apartment? Yeah, man, sure. Let's just go over market value. It'd be great for our productivity with no visitors at all. Didn't see a fridge, but we could put one in the airlock. After a drink and a snack, you bike over to your second viewing. I forgot there was a second viewing. Denderov 25. Thursday, 7:50. The apartment does not have a front door. In its place is a revolving turnstile gate. The gate is blocked by a person in a formal black shirt that reads staff. They smile at you, waving a small device in your direction. Tickets, please. We're here for the viewing? Ah, yes, of course. Please step right in. The curator will be with you shortly. They hand you a flyer as you enter. The Amsterdam housing crisis, tracing precarity and shelter. Ah, okay. Floor plan. Oh, shit. Floor plan. There we go. Okay, it's not too bad of a place, I suppose. The Amsterdam housing crisis tracing says Amsterdam has a major housing shortage. Waiting lists for affordable houses are too long, rents too high, speculation rampant, and many are forced to leave the city because of lack of options. Tracing Precarity and Shelter explores the ways in which the structure of contemporary home life addresses notions of precarity in light of the city's woninghood? Okay. Built as an immersive experience that visitors can freely move through, the exhibition highlights the embodied everyday facets of domestic life amid a crisis, sparking debate and creating a dialogue with the space itself. Bringing together insights by architects, designers, policymakers, and artists working in a range of mediums and scales, the exhibition invites the world into the realm of the domestic. It asks, how can we envision a better future where affordable housing is accessible to all? Oh, so this is just going to be like one of those exposés, like those fashion exposés or whatever. The house shelters daydreaming. The house protects the dreamer. The house allows one to dream in peace. Gaston Bachelard. The house and the topography of our intimate being, an externalization of ourselves containing the materiality of our identity. Layla Taylor. This exhibition will explore domestic space via its core manifestation, the room. Taking this transitional hallway as a starting point, we underscore how the realm of the private reveals both subtle and significant mechanisms that shape us as individuals, and how the room itself is interpenetrated by gender, race, and class distinctions. Pause for a minute to examine the works of the furniture and objects in the room. What do they reveal about this house's current inhabitants? Okay. Number 1. Vintage coat stand, Sputnik 1980. IKEA of Sweden, metal, wood, and brass, private collection. Shoe rack, Tusig, 2023. Henrik Prutz of IKEA of Sweden, solid wood, acrylic paint, private collection. Ephemera, I don't even. Keys, cards, and receipts, 2025. Unknown provenance, metal, paper, plastic, private collection. Room B, living. Living room. Duh, I'm freaking dead. Welcome to the living room. Our first major stop in this exploration of precarity and domesticity in Amsterdam. Each object you encounter, sofa, coffee table, lamp, or television stand, punctuates an ongoing conversation between feelings of settledness and anxiety. This room, once considered the heart of the home, has evolved into a still, somber place for work and domestic administration. As you walk through, consider how each item functions not only as furniture, but as a symbol of aspiration, adaptation, or comfort. Bookcase Billy. Gillis Lundgren for IKEA of Sweden. Particle board, paper foil, plastic edging, property of HSNG Home Staging Agency, okay? Bulky trash day sofa fine. Provenance unknown, plywood, polyester, polyurethane foam, Waterplan, Kring Loop collection. Monstera plant 2024, Airbnb, 100% plant material on generous loan from the Airbnb Foundation. Tulip in glass vase, Dilly and Camille, felt glass, private collection. Stack of Monocle magazines, unread, provenance unknown, paper. Apparition, provenance unknown, ethereal. Can we go back to that apparition, my friend? Room C, kitchen. The kitchen was once hidden from view, relegated to dark basements or annexes. Now it is a centerpiece of the modern home, even Dutch ones. It is the home's laboratory, at the vanguard in the adoption of new technologies, materials, or structures of habit. Nowhere are the subtleties of spatial organization and the divisions of domestic labor more visible. Take a moment to breathe in the lingering aromas of this room, and look carefully at how different ingredients, tools, and appliances are laid out. What does it tell you about diets and lifestyles of the inhabitants? Lindy Micra espresso machine, stainless steel electronics, okay, budget, induction, cook plate. I don't think I need to read all these. And then budget, combi oven, oops. How do I get back? Okay. Room D, bathroom. The bathroom, as we know it, represents the crumbling edifice of gender in the 20th century. Jack Halberstam. A compact sanctuary and intimate archive, an evolving taxonomy of care. The bathroom is a room of thresholds between sleep and wake, chaos and calm, peace and disquiet. The bathroom may be infrequently closed due to unavoidable maintenance and upkeep. For sanitary reasons, please do not linger here. Okay. Aesop brand hand wash, ritual of Sakura, fragrance stick, and something alive in the walls. Okay. Room E, bedroom. We conclude this experience here in the chamber where we unmake the curated selves we present to the outside world. As an archive of desire, fatigue, secrets, and reflection, each object in this space, more carefully chosen than anywhere else in this exhibition, tells a story of need and negotiation. Motivational quote. Okay. Scented candle, the Dream Collection. The Amsterdam Housing Crisis exhibition is a collaboration between the Landlord Trust, the Airbnb Foundation, the Dutch East India Company, Nostalgia Society, the National Lottery, and HSNG, all rights reserved. Enhance your visit with the audio guide. This page intentionally left blank. The apartment leaves you both disorientated. It has an unsettling familiarity. Yet nothing matches or fits or coheres. Every room seems to switch colors, material, or decoration choices, like it was put together by a committee. We take the random turns, doubling back on ourselves. We pass more staff members, all with all with beatific smiles, but zero answers. The curator finds you on your fifth walkthrough. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm the curator. I hope you've had a good look through this exhibition. We're so close to the finish line. It's all so exciting. We're just here for apartment viewing. You are indeed. I hope you like the apartment. The curator notices your blank expressions. Allow me to explain. You are selected for this apartment. You will be offered a temporary contract as a tenant. You will, I hope, continue your idiosyncratic, unique lives here. The granular details of your lives is what our visitors want to see, to feel, to experience, to share. We are open Tuesday to Sunday, 12 noon to 8 p.m. Staff will be on site from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. Private bathroom hours can be arranged in advance in consultation with museum staff. All items used within the house must be signed over to the museum's archives. And the curator looks giddy as he pauses for dramatic effect. We see your life in this apartment as a work, immersive, improvised, performance art. With your permission, some of these could be recorded. Depending on visitor feedback, we are then open to acquiring these works. To be part of our board of trustees' prestigious private collection. The curator beams. I look forward to reading your application. Left alone, we wander to the exit. You notice a small museum gift shop just outside the front door. Later, over Surinamese Bruges at a nearby toko, we address the question. Should we apply to rent the apartment? We're not even going to talk about it. Let's just overbid, man. I've always had an exhibitionist streak. And that possibility of payday as a performance artist feels like a promising solution to our financial precarity. You bike back home exhausted. So when do we actually get an apartment? Because there's a hell of a lot going on. Sleep evades you again. You think about the museum house, how it felt like a pastiche of every apartment you've seen. A confusion of shapes, a jumble of rooms. Your head reels from the infinite scroll of square meters and room layouts. You can't tell them apart anymore. Through the jaundiced lens of scarcity, every apartment seems like a clone. Doppelgangers for a dream out of reach. All the elegant brickwork of this city's famed Amsterdam school, the curving, the imaginative facades, the flourish intended for modern utopian working class homes, have twisted and become monstrous. Exquisite corpses, deviant and fearsome, all concealing the same truth. This horrifying takeover of our lives. Okay, it's Friday now. There is no time for the ritual this morning. You're late, always late, running in lag time. You awake to a whirl of scans, PDFs, and online forms. Some housing agents now want to see your documents in advance of a viewing. That Dutch love for explicit rules that don't actually matter implicitly. The document list grows in complexity, the language suddenly taking on a flood of syllables. What did that say? Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I go back. Yeah, syllables, okay. In an approximation of fearsome German bureaucracy. Verzekeringsbert. Oh God. That word. The task distracts you from the disappointment of another rejection. Your offer for For Dared Helmerstraat 1A was not accepted. The apartment with the infinite basement. A brief sigh is the only reaction you can muster. Because it's already time to head to today's viewing. Okay, that word! Friday, 12:15. You're not sure what to expect. In a moment of panic, Jan had responded to an ad on CommerWeb, a platform for finding roommates and shared housing. These are not options you've considered so far, but this listing, Jan says, was intriguing. Seeking fifth roommate or couple to add to the loop. This space, a classic enlisted canal house classified as a national monument. No sharing involved, the whole apartment is yours whilst in the loop. Contact Juiced for details. Note, selected candidates will be interviewed for consideration. Jan sighs at the entrance as we gaze up at the enormous 3-story house. You know, as a kid I used to dream about houses all the time. I daydream about what my house would look like. In such vivid detail. How each room would be laid out. How everything connected. Now I can't imagine anything. Home is just the paperwork that lets us stay somewhere. Somewhere with 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. This apartment does not have any flooring. It's in dire state, seemingly stripped for parts and hollowed out. Your contact, Juice, sets down his van-move bicycle beside the front door and offers you both a limp handshake. Sorry I'm late. My last bandagist appointment went over. Bandagist? Juice explained that he does home care for rich, elderly Amsterdammers. I go in, check on them, mostly just change their bandages, hence the name. You wouldn't believe how some of these boomers live. Many of them haven't been outside in decades. Juice beckons you up the stairs. Come on, the others are curious to meet you. Juice leads you to another hollowed-out room, where a group of 3 is seated on a flimsy plastic chairs. Cans of Amstel Radler in their hands. Juice introduces the group as the Core Loop. A local DJ and ambient music producer. An influencer in outlandish cowboy boots. And a brooding man who's currently taking a break. He pulls up a chair and slouches next to the 3. You and Jan stand facing the group. They explain that they'd bought this house recently, intending to pull off a quick renovation and asset flip. The DJ had learned about timeshare condos at a digital nomad conference and sold the others on the idea. We take turns, 6 months per person, and you can do whatever with the house when it's your turn in the loop. The influencer shows you a mock-up of how the kitchen looks on her turn in the loop. Interesting. I don't understand. What is the loop? A concept we're pioneering. It's like a blunt rotation, if you will. But for a house. The brooding man looks impatient. It's simple. Control over all aspects of the house rotates between those in the loop. When it's your turn, you're in control. Paint the walls or demolish them, whatever. Just reset it to factory settings on your way out, and the next person takes over. That means everything has to go when your time ends. Flooring, fixtures, furniture. The loop has been stable so far. We had a nice rhythm going, but we've had a sudden unexpected situation this year. So we're looking for a new person to join the loop. Basically, we're all away, which means the house is free for the next 10 months, and it needs to be occupied to keep the squatters away. That's really, really important. I'm taking an extended holiday into the Canary Islands. I'm hiking the Camino de Santiago soon. I'll be busy with fashion weeks around the world. The group looks at you eagerly. What do you think? It's an unbeatable deal, don't you think? This mansion for 10 months, starting immediately. Where do we store our stuff when it's not our turn on the timeshare? The DJ blinks. I don't understand your question. Where do you keep your flooring fixtures and furniture when you're, not in the loop? The DJ rolls his eyes. At my parents' house. What kind of question is that? Let's not get bogged down by the technicalities here. We're more interested to see if you're a cultural fit with our project. No, Franca, this technicality is important. Maybe this isn't suitable for you if you don't have the capacity to, what was it? Store your stuff outside of your loop? The group simmers with irritation. They've switched to speaking Dutch. You are fluent enough to follow. Your lexical sensitivity high, for a language learned out of spite. Juiced, I told you we should stick to locals. It's too complicated dealing with Alachanen. Juice silences the group and asks if you have any more questions. Okay. A short glance at Jan is all you need to know that you've both come to the same decision. You ask a few more polite questions, evade any on-the-spot decisions, and make a quick exit. Outside, you sigh with relief, saying no to this place feels liberating. You laugh, mocking the seriousness of the core loop. You skewer their lingo, their fashion, their choice of shitty beer. Your jokes ease the air. You feel exhilarated, like you've just ridden a roller coaster. You eat momos nearby to celebrate the rejection. For a few hours, the unyielding heaviness of your situation feels less stable. There is still room to move and breathe. The dawn of the final day. All right. Time is running out, and you progress, and your progress has stalled. You're still in the running for 3 apartments, but nothing is certain. For Wretch Boomsloot 54-2, the dollhouse, you're told the landlady would be evaluating applications today. For Denderoff 25, the museum, the curator has promised a briefing soon. You're not sure how you will hear back from the Oldengard 193, the swamp house. But the agent said we'd feel a curious pull if we were selected. You ready yourself for ritual in a somber mood. Oh, here we go. I think I'm gonna do more Capitus this time. Come on! Come on! I think I did that last time, but it's fine. Maybe a perfectly timed nudge is all it takes for your offers to land. Your phone buzzes, interrupting your email reverie. I just got contacted by this new startup. Have you heard of HSNG? Sorry, HSNG? That's what you just said. They said since we sent 406 applications, we qualify to be their premium clients. What does that mean? Dunno. But they have a viewing for us. They said to meet them at their office. We should check it out. Cool, I can go right now. They have an app and everything. Seems like a professional outfit. Is HSNG just housing? Is that sound like an acronym? You send over the Jan sends over the address for HSNG's office. It's in the north of the city. You bike over immediately. Wherein go 455. 1110. The address leads you further north than you're familiar with, to a quiet suburb-like corner of the city. Jan finds you outside an unremarkable apartment building. I don't understand. This is a residential area. I don't see offices anywhere. Hesitantly, you buzz number 455. Oi! Welcome. Please come inside. You recognize the agent from one of your viewings. He laughs when you point it out. Being a housing agent was research for what I'm about to show you. Let's talk about this in the office. You enter the apartment to a narrow landing, and the agent insists that you keep your shoes on. Down here. He stamps loudly, startling you both, and a section of the flooring comes loose. He pushes the loose slab upwards to reveal a staircase spiraling down. This is his office? So he's gonna be underneath the floorboards. So anytime somebody comes in about to go into their room or whatever, this guy can just randomly appear out of nowhere and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" That would scare the absolute shit out of me. The stairs lead down to a damp basement office. Excuse the mess. It's still a work in progress. HSNG, it turns out, is just this. One guy in the basement of his parents' home. I feel your struggle, you know. Housing in Amsterdam is a mess. It's inefficient and wasteful. I believe there is an untapped market out there for reliable, flexible, rapid service. HSNG will provide that. Enabled by AI, he adds as an afterthought. And you could be my first premium clients. The agent pulls out a tablet which displays an HSNG pitch deck. He clears his throat and takes a deep breath. Growing up here in Randstad, I saw firsthand people failing to access housing because of market inefficiencies. Millions search for their dream homes, while thousands of life-ready apartments lie empty. HSNG will change all that with our simple monthly subscription plan that guarantees high-quality, affordable housing for anyone. How? Hyper-optimized short-term rentals. A personalized agenda for each month with a diversity of housing experiences. Wait, so we'd have to move every month? Think of it as an onboarding process. Every client goes on their own housing journey, powered by our platform. The agent swipes on the tablet. As premium clients, I have prepared here your very own personalized schedule for January. He hands you the tablet, where a Canva tab is now open. Blue Clean Minimalist Startup Agenda Document, read the title. The cursor on the screen is still blinking. Okay. I can edit this? Is that what you're saying? Oh. January 1st through 2nd. We're starting your month with a special treat. A wonderful renovated apartment in the heart of Amsterdam. With mild property damage from a recent Plofkraak incident. It is yours while police investigations are ongoing. January 3 to 8th. A rare Airbnb, usually never available. A booking was canceled, and the refund is being disputed. The owner would like to make additional side income while this is resolved, so we swooped in to help. Okay. January 9th, 12th, and 27th. HSNG Roulette Day. These are special days where you'll get to spend cozy hours bouncing between apartment viewings and open houses. You never know what to expect. Need a nap? We'll make sure at least one of the viewings is close to an IKEA. What the hell is this? January 10th through 11th. Touch grass and sleep under the stars. In a special scouted corner of the Vondel Park, sleeping bags provided. January 13th to 26th. A super secret sublet found on Rednote. Alipay or cash payments in RMB only. No registration is possible at this address. 27th to 30th. Flex work and live at the HSNG offices while we plan your February for you. Note, noise violations will result in immediate eviction. Oh, that's fantastic. There is a version of you that would have enjoyed this adventure. But you're hitting that age when your confidence is beginning to go slack. Doubt replacing eagerness. The agent is wrapping up his pitch. I've saved the best for last. HSNG does not need any application process. That's right. No overbids, no cover letters, no interviews. We'll take all of your uncertainty away. We're always here for you. You emerge from the basement office and bike back towards the city. You're in the canal ring when you get a call, telling us that our offer for the dollhouse was accepted. If we confirm, we're expected at Root Blossom Loot 54-2 tomorrow to sign the contract. We keep our faces serious and our questions pragmatic. Could this really be the end of our search? We stem the tide of our feeling with budgets, timelines, logistics. Timeliness and logistics. So, should we take the offer? The dollhouse did show a pretty good living, but it was also... This guy's plan is absolutely insane. There is just no doubt about it. 100% insane. But I also kind of want to look into it. I want to save real quick. I haven't been saving this whole time, but I want to save here because I think this will be a pivotal moment of what happens in the future. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go with the dollhouse. Then I'm going to return back here and then I'll do the HSNG. You text the agent who called you. We're delighted to accept. You don't recognize yourself in the strength of that emotion. Were you delighted? Your ambivalence only lasts till you get home. The familiar mess, evidence of a life you've built against the odds, breaks through your cautious defenses. Your eyes well up with tears. The agent texts you back. Congratulations on your new home. The next day, you bike back to your new house to sign your rental contracts. You park your bikes further away and walk through your future neighborhood. A speed read through legalese? What? Legalese? I don't even know. And a quick inventory check later, you're now familiar with new tenants. You decide to light the dollhouse room in an evocative red. You also make another foray into the cave to see what the future holds. One of the dollhouses tells you exactly how many boxes you will need for the impending move, and what you need to throw away. You also spot a beautiful vintage chair in one of the dollhouses. How did we get that? Prompting a flurry of marketplace alerts. After deposits, advances, brokerage, and not so hidden fees, your bank balance drops to 2 digits. Oh! Your things become burdens to manage. You order more cardboard boxes than you possibly need. Then realize you need more. Packing unearths forgotten possessions, which in turn unearths forgotten reserves of memory. You clean your current rental house as aseptic extremes to ensure you get your deposit back. It's backbreaking work, and you're convinced this house will never be cleaner. Here, amid the boxes and the spotless surface and the pile of discarded possessions, you feel momentarily adrift, like you're living amid rubble. like you've gotten off a long airplane ride that has taken you nowhere. You've never stopped believing that everything will work out in the end. Now you wonder, what kind of life would you lead if you no longer believed this was the case? Your movers are two Lithuanians with a truck and an abiding love for loud EDM music. You feel yourself watching the move as if external to you, a strange yet strangely familiar feeling. Have we been here before? Does this feel familiar because it's a memory? Or are we always here, in the middle, without any hope of resolution? The movers get to work. Your old apartment disappears before your eyes. It empties to a corpse-like stillness. With the movers gone, you take a minute to survey what you're leaving behind. Your eyes glide over your stained-off white carpet in the living room. They see a dull Kallax bookshelf, now empty, once a riot of sleeve covers. Colors. They flick over your faded rhizoprint poster from a local art book fair. They dwell on the window, at this familiar view of the city. You've gazed out this window every day, through every season. And yet, in this moment of departure, it is new again. You want to hold on to this image, open it up before it slips away. Here, pressed on the surface of a world spinning ever faster. Here at the edge of a doubtful and precarious trajectory. Faced at last with the disquiet in the center of your life. You feel something else is possible. Aha! Interesting. Do I have to keep clicking? Oh no. Okay. Well, that definitely was interesting, but I want to go and try the other option. Let's go with HSNG. Yawn size. You're sure? Yes. You decide to go with HSNG plan. You text the agent to let him know that you were ready to become his first premium clients. Your ambivalence only lasts till you get home. The familiar mess, evidence of a life you've built against the odds. I read this. Okay. Oh, excuse me. The next day, you bike back to the HSNG office to sign your subscription contracts. You plan to downsize your life to a few suitcases. The agent tells you that the company's remit will soon expand to include empty offices, storage units, and stranded Dutch? Is that Dutch? I don't even know. I'm not gonna pretend. Something exciting is coming in February. Just you wait. After deposits, advantage, brokerage, and not so hidden fees, your bank balance drops to 2 digits. Your things become burdens to manage. You order more cardboard boxes than you could possibly need. This is the same. This is all the same. Other than that, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe as it does help the channel. My voice is dying from all that long dialogue reading. But yeah, that being said, everyone have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. Bye.